I'm going to keep it as short and concise as possible. I want this kind of video to be a lot more value packed, like a conversation that we're having. So I'm just going to get right into it. Most traders know about financial capital, but they don't know this concept called mental capital, which is a very real thing in trading. What does that mean, right? Mental capital is essentially how you're feeling throughout the day or throughout the week as you are trading. So for example, when you are taking losses, your mental capital will naturally be drained. You will feel worse about how you're doing. That's anybody who denies that or says that you shouldn't be feeling any negative emotions when you're losing is speaking strictly from a textbook academic perspective of trading, but it doesn't actually work in reality, right? So in other words, it's not practical. And when it's not practical, it's fucking useless. And I want to really move away from all that cookie cutter advice in trading. No wonder, right? So many traders fail, and even those who succeed take way too long, in my opinion. And I'm one of them, right? It took me like 4 years to become consistent. Well, actually more, like 4.5. Yeah, 4.5. And I think there are certain things that we can do, certain concepts that can be taught better to speed up that process, even if it's just a little bit, even if it's just like a year. But that's a whole year of your lives, right? So that's like worth it, I think. So that's the goal with this channel. But anyways, back to the topic, right? Why am I talking about mental capital? It's because I think a lot of people don't really know about it, nor do they care about it, right? They're so oblivious to this concept that's actually affecting them very significantly. So let's start here, right? The less mental capital you have, the worse the decisions you will make, and vice versa. So your goal as a trader is actually to be very mindful of where your mental capital is at any given moment. Because then you will know the quality of the decisions that you can make. Guys, I swear, this is actually such a big topic. It might even be the most important topic, because if you are aware, for example, that, hey, today, for whatever reason, it can be anything, right? Whether you've taken a losing streak or even taken a couple losses that's bad losses, because you fucked up somewhere in your trade execution, or you just flat out broke your rules, because not all losses are created equal, all right? Or it could be something away from trading. You're just frustrated because something in your life happened, blah, 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 whatever. Anything can happen that makes you feel less than your best self. So this is moments where your mental capital is not full. If you can be aware of when you are not performing at your best self and you're very honest with yourself. For example, today, I'm just not feeling the best, and I know and I admit that. So I will be a lot more careful with the trade ideas that I choose to trade. Meaning I will go for more of the clear edges instead of fucking around with trades that are more complex, more advanced, maybe even a new kind of entry setup that I'm back testing recently. So all that stuff goes out the window if I know I'm not at my peak state of focus. Do not underestimate the amount of losses that you will save yourself from if you are hyper aware of your own mental state. Now, obviously, your goal as a trader with regards to mental capital is structuring your life in a way that promotes and maximizes your mental capital at all times. So that is the goal, right? You don't want to be feeling shitty half of the week, for example. Then you're not gonna perform as well, obviously, right? Because you can't be trading at your best half of the time. So yes, your goal should be to structure your life in a way that allows you to be at your peak level of focus as much as possible. Whether that's through working out, journaling, meditating, taking evening walks, morning walks, and then we can go even further, like maybe not investing in businesses that are risky or shitty and can fuck with your head if you're in a position to do that, or being more aware of the side jobs that you're taking in order to supplement your income while you're learning how to trade, because there are a lot of different jobs out there, right, guys? So being very aware of the kind of stresses that will come into your life with the decisions that you make. Relationships is another one, obviously. Try not to be dating somebody toxic where she or he just adds stress to your life, right? So all these decisions have very, very, very direct impact to your trading and whether you ultimately become profitable or not, whether you ultimately succeed or not, is actually very dependent on these seemingly small or even unrelated decisions. And that's the beauty of trading, is like this job is inseparable from your day-to-day life. If your day-to-day life is shit or subpar, it will negatively affect your trading. But the good news is the vice versa applies as well, which is if you structure your life properly, your day-to-day, and for most times your life is running quite smoothly, then it will also have a very direct impact on your trading. Your mind will be a lot clearer, which then allows you to reach that peak level of focus, which then allows you to take trades that you otherwise wouldn't have. It'll allow you to see things that you otherwise wouldn't have. And it will also allow you to absorb a lot more information about current market conditions, a lot more than you would have. All these things is literally what it means to be a profitable trader, right? So the purpose of this video is just to remind you guys of the importance of building your life in a way that promotes your focus and your mental capital. Always be aware of how you're feeling and always be honest with yourself. Like don't ever lie to yourself like, for example, right? If you take a series of losses, whether it's because you fucked up or the market is currently shifting conditions and you haven't adapted to it yet, that's completely normal, guys. It's all a part of the job, literally. That's what being a trader is about. So the last thing you ever want to do to yourself is be in denial when you're not feeling good. It's fine if you're not feeling so good. But the thing is, right, the best thing you can do whenever you're not feeling so hot because things have gone wrong is to admit it. That's number one. And then you process those emotions. You navigate through it through journaling and meditating. Don't run away from it. You have to face it head on, right? Maybe at first it will be uncomfortable as fuck. But like with anything, the more you do it, the easier it becomes. So don't worry, guys. Like, there is hope there. It will get easier the more you do it. And the conclusion I would give here is that you have to do it. So it's not a choice, actually. If you don't face your emotions, if you're not aware of your mental capital, where it's at all times, you will be making the same old mistakes all the time. You will not be progressing as a trader. You will keep repeating the same mistakes. And you will be so fucking frustrated, because then you'd be asking yourself, why am I such a fucking loser? Why do I keep doing the same thing? Why am I so clear-headed on this topic? It's because I was there. I know exactly how it feels. So that's why I want to be talking about this, but giving you guys the nuance, you know, the pieces of advice that you don't really hear 99% of the time, because all the shit that's out there is so cookie cutter generic shit. It's not practical, you know? So yeah, that's it. I'll see you next time.